The big one I would suggest is feeling numb when you're not really feeling. It's a survival strategy. It's the hardest thing to work with in trauma. It's where we go really, really slowly. Because if you think of it like a bell curve, so at the bottom of the bell curve is everything's great. I feel really good. I'm really in my body. I'm able to self-regulate. Everything's good. You start to get squeezed and you'll maybe feel a bit anxious, a bit irritable, something's happening that's squeezing you a little bit. Then you might get to panic attack stage, or you might be full of rage, depending on, what your responses are. There comes a point where you squeeze too much and you check out. And things are too much, and you go into what we call dissociation. And it's been a very psychological term for a long time, but there's physical dissociation as well, where we just can't feel our bodies either. We're very disconnected from our bodies. And it's also the body's heroin is released up here. So it's a very dreamy, lovely state to be in, but it's essentially very disconnected. We're disconnected. It's almost like there's a gauze between you and the world. And as you start to come down that curve, we start to feel again. But as I said earlier, no feelings are very dead. And often what we come down and meet is that panicky feeling or that irritation. Just as you said, what would you take? The worst pain or sitting with yourself for 15 minutes? Many people don't want to come down into that panicky feeling. So people with complex trauma will stay up at the top of the curve, and they'll toggle between numb and disconnected panic, numb and disconnected angry, numb and disconnected, another intense emotion. So what we want is to bring the client down slowly and very gently, this is with the Holy Trinity, using the techniques where body is nourished, perhaps. We're going to go by the door of the body, we're doing some tapping, we're working with the heart, so that the client can gently re-enter feeling. So I would say that numbness is the hardest thing to work with, but it's not truly living. If you are living in a disconnected, numb place and not really feeling, you're not really living. And it's hard work to come into the body. It's hard work to feel. But the richness is really on the other side. The richness is on the
Yeah.
other side of that panic and that anger, where you come down and then,
Yeah.
now I can take the world on. Now I'm confident. Now I'm strong. Now I can function. And it's helping the client find that again.
Yeah, and it's valid. Again, I want to stress that it's valid that you feel anxious. It's valid. There was a
Mm,
reason for you. And I often
yeah.
experience, and I often say this to people who have never done emotional healing or, any of these healing modalities, is that the emotion that you suppressed for like maybe 15, 20 years or whatever, 2 weeks, actually releases quite quickly once you look at it. And sometimes it takes an hour. Sometimes it takes literally 10 minutes. I mean, do you have that same experience that people are like, I don't want to look at this, I don't want to look at this, but once they do, it's actually easier than they thought, and it's actually quicker than they thought.
Yes, and I would add it's actually quieter than they thought. My personal experience is that deep resolution is often it's poignant and it is charged, but it is quiet because the client's really able to ride the waves of it. It doesn't have to be drama. I think there's a fear often that it can be drama, and drama can be a mask as well. Going into a dramatic frenzy about something, I would offer it can often be a mask. Not for everybody. Some people it's just they're noisy. That's okay too. That's absolutely okay too. But I would offer that the resolution is profound, and I will feel it in my body. You will know when that resolution it has been found, but if you're really attuned, and it's my job to be attuned to what's happening with the client. And there will
Hmm.
be a shift and something will really, really move. But it doesn't have to be big and noisy, even though the event that caused it might be big and noisy. The resolution doesn't necessarily have to be that.